H&L presents the grand finale, part 29, Maverick versus the Kitrurew Empire. After settling the disruption at Madonia, Maverick and Christina set their ship on a final mission towards Kitrurew, where the Emperor of the Universe, Yellow, and his evil horde of Kitrurew and his allies lied in wait, determined to put an end to the Empire and free the universe from the last scourge of darkness. Maverick went on as Christina went to guard the ship, and many Kitrurew officers and troops were laying around. Maverick infiltrated the castle, and as he came into the castle, he faced off against Fulton's suppliers, Syria, Risu, Fibs, and all the types of Kitrurew while getting by. During his ascension up the castle, he confronted Quicketan, and Maverick told Quicketan that he said, I do not expect you, Quicketan, to go easy on me. You served my mother well, and after she was defeated, you went to Kinkalo, and after they were no more, you went back home. I am most proud of you, and I don't want you to let me pass easily. Fight me, Quicketan, as your honor and duty persist. Quicketan was dumbfounded. He said, Your mother? The only woman I ever served was... No, you're Queen Lex's long-lost son? What? Maverick said, I have no time to explain. Now fight me and fulfill your duty. And Quicketan said, it would be my honor. After a brief scuffle, Quicketan was knocked out, and Maverick told him to live on. But he was about to liberate Kitrurew from the great menace known as Yellow. As he continued to went up the castle, he was then confronted with more stronger opponents, such as the famed Horn Reynolds, the Horn supplier, and the one responsible for killing Carlo and starting the Madonian Civil War in the first place, and his relative, Rap Reynolds, also a supplier, with the giant can on his back. This was going to be a fierce battle. A horned monster and a monster with a can on his back. They vowed that they would kill Maverick and stop his rampage here now. Maverick was determined, and so he took out his spear and dodged their attacks, swinging back the campfire and dodging the horns of Horn Reynolds. And then Ralph Reynolds began to take his can and he tried to use it as a club to hit Maverick, but Maverick dodged it in time, and then using maneuvering, got Rap Reynolds to hit Horn Reynolds, which broke Horn Reynolds' horns and knocked him out for a short time. This made an opening for Maverick to finish off Rap Reynolds for good. After Rap Reynolds was subdued, he then followed some more supply of forces, and then went down to Horn Reynolds, and dealt with him. After he was dealt with, the next floor of the castle was made possible, and so he continued on his track towards the upper range of the castle. Next, he will have to face the Big K himself. Big K was the descendant of Post and the leader of the Syria. He said to him, So you're this Maverick guy who claims to be a descendant of Queen Alexa. Well, I tell you this. You see this big figure? You see these strong biceps? You're going down the ground. Either behind bars or 6 feet deep. Maverick said, I have no time for weak fools like you who just use muscles to show off. Please, step aside. I don't want to hurt you. And Special K began to charge. Maverick said, oh well. And then they confronted each other. Maverick used his quick agility and his small stature to get away quick from Big K. Becky then started to jump and slam down the ground, which shook the ground. But Maverick dodged these failed attempts and was able to subdue him with a special attack. After such time, Becky was dazed, and then Becky was made small as Maverick slain him on the spot. And then he continued on his track. As he continued on his track, he then faced off against King, the original leader of Kitrurew, before Yellow. King was trying to plead with Maverick and said, "I'm only doing this because Yellow is the true leader of Kitrurew." And Maverick said, "My father, the brother of Carissa, Albino, Kevin Albino, share the same sentiment. The Albino clan and my mother never wanted Kitrurew to fight, but live on in peace and defeat the universe. This ambition for power is only a scourge from the other galaxies. They're wanting what they always wanted. I'm here as a liberator, not as a conqueror. King, you must live on and lead Kitrurew in this new path. Promising you this." The king said, "You will have to fight me first." The king then transformed into a much bigger form and started blasting away in his rockets. Maverick dodged all these rockets and confronted King. With a few slaps, King was knocked out and he moved forward. Fearing that the higher he goes, the more powerful the enemies. Maverick then took a break to recharge and then move forward. But Cordial was getting restless, seeing that all this was happening. And so he sent his pet, his beast, the god of Kitrurew, to deal with the situation. As the god of Kitrurew rampaged into the castle to get to Maverick, Kovac, the Dark Blaster, and the Dark Wizard of the Kitrurew appeared before arresting Maverick and said, "Take this," as he tried to use his Dark Blast to kill him. Maverick then grabbed his spear quickly and swung it away like a baseball bat hitting the baseball. And then Maverick said, "You're the Dark Wizard. So was it you that poisoned Ricardo's mind? Or was his mind very corrupt by all that power?" And Kovac said, "I have nothing to say to my enemies." And then Maverick said, "Okay, I guess you will die. Come fight me." And the two began to fight. Kovac started floating wildly through the air to dodge and to get away from Maverick as he continued to blast his dark balls at him. Maverick continued to sway separate these balls from him. And then he started climbing off the ledge and run up the walls to get the Kovac. Hitting Kovac directly. This stays Kovac. And then the two was reduced to hand-to-hand combat after that. But Maverick's experience in the battlefield was evident in the fight, and Kovac was defeated. And as Maverick was about to hit the final blow at Kovac disappeared. Not knowing where he went, he continued on with his mission. And then as he got further up the castle, he then noticed the beast, the god of Kitrurew, with exoskeleton head, fearsome claws, an iron tail, grisly, ghastly looking. Maverick knew that he was in for a fight for his life, but beast that calls himself the god of Kitrurew, this will not be easy. The beast then fired fire attack and fire breath, and controlled fire, and turned his whole body into fire. Maverick ran quickly away from this beast as the beast was giving chase. He knew he saw an acid pool somewhere. Maybe that should cool the beast off. And so he was running away from the beast as the beast was running fast, firing fireballs at him the entire time. Maverick dodged and rolled all the way until he found the acid chamber, where he leaped over it. The beast tried to jump, and then Maverick appeared on top of the beast to slam the beast down in the acid, and then Maverick jumped it on the side. Thinking that he is safe, he then proceeded to move forward, but to his shock and horror, the beast was only cooled. It was a half plastic beast, and so acid had no effect on him. Stunned, Maverick then turned around and said, You know what? I just have to fight now. And so Maverick went on, using his powers of his mother and his father, continued to fight on against this beast, and using his special ability to take away godlike powers from beings, he tried on the god of Kitrurew. This weakened the beast greatly and make it just a normal beast. Where Maverick still had a hard time with it, but his strength was greatly reduced, and thus it fell and was slain by Maverick. After this, Maverick knew that there was little to no forces left opposing him, and so he continued on. After that, Maverick would then face Big River, a control of water, and also a plastic and Blast Buster of the fifth, an elite fighter. These two were the strongest, and Big River, the master of water, also controlled acid, and this time the acid have saved Maverick might just kill him. And Blast Buster said, no, allow me to go at him first. He's a menace and trying to destroy our empire we worked so hard to achieve. And Maverick's like, the empire you stole by manipulation and lies, you did not earn it, you stole it. I'm here to set things right. And Big River said, shut up, take this. A pool of acid was coming towards Maverick, and Maverick used his powers to nullify the acid and make it to plain old water. Stunned by this, Big River did not know what to do. Blast Buster jumped through the water and went a jump kick which connected at Maverick. But Maverick dodged it in time to only affect his shoulder. He rolled up his arms and said, I see you're a good fighter. Come you two, fight me. And it was a 2-on-1 battle. But Maverick was well prepared. He used his spear to dodge both of their attacks. And despite the 2-on-1 onslaught, Maverick overpowered both of these dudes. And seeing that their cooperation was not working, Blastbuster said, I will finish him off myself. And the two began to fight. Maverick was impressed by Blastbuster's fighting style, and he told him he must live on outside Kitrurew and protect your people and leave the universe alone. And Blastbuster was like, why would I ever do such a thing? You're acting as if Kitrurew is finished. Rakara Yellow is the strongest being that ever lived in the universe. You honestly think you have the power to destroy him? And Maverick said, I neutralized the god of Kitrurew, didn't I? I turned acid into water, didn't I? I think I have the abilities to destroy Rakara Yellow. But thank you for this input, and be more cautious when I face him. And then Big River saw an opportunity to trap Maverick in the water, which he did. But Maverick had grabbed a hold of Blastbuster at that moment. So he was about to drown both Maverick and his ally. And so Big River cancelled the water attack. As Blastbuster was coughing up water, Maverick pulled his breath and he went up and started beating the holy hell of Big River until Big River was no more. And then Maverick turned around in his spear and knocked Blastbuster, who was still coughing up water, out senseless. With this, the pathway was clear towards the final boss. But as he was getting closer, Accordiero told Orr, his assistant and right hand, go and meet our uninvited guests. All went on to him and said, you will not get to Lord Yellow. I traveled with him in hell for all these years, and I'm not going to let the power that I longed for so long go away to a fool like you. Maverick said, oh, okay. And then the two began to fight. Maverick did not want to waste any time, and so he ran and dodged him and touched him, or instantly lost his immortality. And because he was already dead, he was sucked back to the land of the dead instantly. With this, the pathway was finally clear for the ultimate battle between Rakar Yellow and Maverick. Let's just stop.